What's going on YouTube? Back again with another video here on the channel. And in today's video, well, I'm pretty excited to do this one because I actually discovered more things to show you in this video while I was originally recording the first one. This is probably like the third time I've recorded this because I found out new things while continuing to experiment here in what you're looking at. And in what you're looking at is an app called Color Control. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I've seen a number of new comments pop up on a video I made showing you how to access the unlocked service menu, basically a secret menu that LG doesn't want the public to know about. I made a video showing you the steps of how to get this app and how to get in there. The problem is that a number of you have started to comment saying, hey, I followed your steps, the app is there, I connected a display, everything's good, except I don't see a button on how to enable the full service menu, which was the whole reason why you probably did it in the first place. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So back in the day, the very first time I did this on a version long before this one, which by the way, this is the most recent version of this app. If you can't see it, it says 10.4.0.0. You could just, after you've done all the steps I showed you in that video, I'll card it in or leave it in link in the description. I highly recommend you go watch that so it kind of brings you up to speed on what I'm doing here today. But once you've done that, you would go in here to expert, and the very first tab you could click, it would say enable full service menu and have some options like on, off, or yes, no, whatever. Well, as you could see here, it's not there, right? And a number of you have told me that have never connected their display before. Everything's new, everything's clean base. You're not seeing that section either. And that's troubling to me because again, that was the way that it worked for me, a couple years ago or whatever. But as you could see here, it's not there. And from my perspective, it makes sense on why I wouldn't see it anymore because I've already enabled the full service menu on this display that's connected, which is my 42-inch C3. But those of you that have a clean slate are still not seeing it. In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of things that are really cool. Off camera, before I started recording, I just came in here and I started experimenting. And if you're new to my channel, that's kind of what I do with these LG displays is I kind of push the limits and I click buttons that maybe I shouldn't, just basically for entertainment and to show you guys what'll happen if you do. That way you know not to do it. And if that's something cool to you, click subscribe and turn on the bell. But anyway, I came in here and I started clicking buttons, right? And I want to show you something. So if you go over here to this settings button over here, which I had never been in before, and there's another settings button you got to click. You go in here and you see this LG controller settings, and it gives you some stuff here. The one to pay attention to is the one you see with a checkbox already for me. This will not be checked for you. And it says show advanced actions under the expert button. Remember, I told you at the front of this video and in the actual, you know, install video, I told you that everything happens, the full show is under this expert button. What does it tell you it adds? Instart, easy adjust, and software update. Now, why is that important? Well, in that video, I also talked about I recommend you get one of these, which is a service remote, because in my opinion, while there are multiple ways to access the service menu on your LG display, I still think this is the quick and easiest one. You know, you get the remote, you hit the button, you hit the code, and you're on your way rather than having to go on your PC and open apps, whatever. But anyway, it's talking about instart, and that's the first step to accessing the service menu, whether it's locked or unlocked, okay? I'm going to give you fair warning. The first time you check this box and you click OK, a scary prompt is going to immediately hit you in the face. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to do that? Because if you do it, you're basically voiding your warranty. As long as you're willing to take the risk and go on, click yeah, OK. It didn't pop up for me because I've already done it. But let me show you what it did. You go back to expert and it gives you three new menu options here. You have instart, easy adjust, and software update. Now, I'm going to have to flip the camera because there's no way for me to record the screen, but let me show you what happens when you click instart. Okay guys, I'm going to have to show you from this angle because there's no way for me to record what happens on the screen here when I start clicking buttons, so my apologies to the altered view here, but as I was saying, under the expert button you have instart, easy adjust, and software update. Watch what happens when I click instart here. It automatically pulled up the instart button like I had on the remote here, it automatically put the code in. It didn't even tell me what the code was. It just automatically put it in, and it took me straight into the unlock service menu. Now, what I'm curious about, and I'm going to lean on the followers of this channel to let me know, if you have never connected your device and you've never enabled the full service menu and you're just now going into color control for the first time, leave me a comment below. Whenever you click instart, it plugs in the code and takes you into the service menu. Does it take you into the full service menu like this, or does it take you into the lockdown one? I need comments below, because this might be the new workaround on this app. Now, the one thing I have not figured out yet is how to exit this menu without the remote. So in my opinion, the remote's still going to be the easiest way. And if you don't know how to exit the service menu properly, the only button you want to click is exit right here. Watch, when I click exit, you're back out here, safe and sound. Let's go ahead and switch camera angles. All right, now tell me guys, leave me some comments below. How cool is that? Is that the new workaround to enable the service menu? But I need your help. I need you, those of you that have never unlocked the full service menu on your display, everything's new. Leave me a comment below and let me know, once you clicked instart and it plugged in the code, when it pulled up the service menu, was it the locked version or the unlocked version? Because that's going to say a lot. That's going to be basically the new way to do it, if that works. Now, if it just takes you back to the locked version, I may have stumbled upon another way to get around it. And again, while recording the original video, I came across this and thought, this might actually be the best and most efficient way to do one specific thing in the service menu. And let me talk about what that is. If your number one reason and only reason to access the full service menu is to turn off two settings that basically control the level of ASBL dimming on your LG display. In other words, when you have static logos on your screen, like you got an ESPN bottom line, you got a CNN logo, you watch that all day, but you get annoyed with the dimming that happens because of it, and your number one reason for going to the service menu is to turn off the two settings that control that, which is called TPC and GSR, I may have stumbled upon a way that you don't even need to access the service menu. And for my nerdy self, I got super excited because I was like, is it really that easy? Let me show you. So you see all these menus right here? You know, a lot going on. You know, you got all this right here. You got picture, so much cool stuff you can do here, by the way. But I just started, my experimental self just was going through these going, what does that do? What does that do? Look at this. When I went over config, it gives me three options. What do you see in there? Temporal pink luminance, TPC. Global sticky reduction, GSR. Look at this. These are now, I'm not going to call them public menus, but they are menus now that are not buried beneath the enable service menu button anymore. Disabled and enabled. Now, again, I want to test this out though. I'm going to turn the camera back around so that I can show you what happens, but let's do some testing. Let me show you real quick how mine is currently set up. I'll come back in here. We'll turn it on and off. We'll go back in. Let's see if it actually works. Once again, I apologize. I've got the camera in here about as close as I can. I can't screen record this part to show you like the service menu coming up on the screen, so I have to do it this way. But let's go ahead and pull up that service menu again. So let's go ahead and click Instart. Let's plug it in the code. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and use this remote again. I'm actually going to go down to the number 12, and what I'm wanting to do here is I'm just wanting to show you how it's set up currently. And as you can see, TPC enable is turned off and GSR enable is turned off as well, right? Let's go in here and mess around. And let's go to config. Let's go to TPC. Let's click enable. Okay, it didn't confirm anything. It didn't deny anything. Okay, let's go back in. Let's go to GSR. Let's click enabled. Okay, no confirmation. It doesn't tell me if it changed anything or not. Let's go in and find out. Let's click expert. Let's go to instart. It's going to plug in the code again. There we go. Let's use our remote. Let's go down to the number 12. And what do we see? TPC on and GSR is on. Guys, that tells you without a doubt, live recording here, that you don't even need to go into the service menu if that's your primary reason to unlock it, okay? I'm actually gonna go ahead and test that one more time. So let's get this remote going and let's go back in and go back to config and I'm gonna click disabled. I hate the way it kicks me all the way back out though. Let's go to GSR, let's click disabled, okay. Let's click instart. I love the way it works so quickly though. Look how fast that is. All right, let's mosey our way on down. And look at that, TPC is off, GSR is off. Guys, that's beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and move back to the other view now. All right, guys, let's get some comments going below in the video here. I need to know what you're experiencing. Those of you that have never connected anything yet and you're operating from a clean slate, I'm super excited to see what your experiences are, whether you're doing the first method I showed you at the front of the video where essentially you're going to settings, you're going in here, you're clicking the checkbox, you're getting the scary prompt to make you not want to do it, you're clicking yes and okay, and then you're getting into the service menu. Or after doing those things, are you actually just doing everything from out here? Are you just operating from this area? Okay, let's kind of recap and let me kind of share my final thoughts here because I am super excited about this. This is so much better than what it was a couple of years ago when I first started doing this stuff. If it's as simple as going to settings, getting the scary prompt, enabling it, and then coming back here, and if you're just turning TPC and GSR off, you could do it from here. That is super awesome, guys. That's awesome. Or if you want access to the full service menu no matter what, and it's like, yeah, I want to go in there and turn TPC and GSR off, but there's some other things that I want to do in there. Leave me some comments and let me know by clicking instart. It plugs in the code. I need to know if it actually unlocks the service menu for you or if it's just taking you to the lockdown version. I want to know that. So guys, that's going to wrap up the video. If you found this video helpful, be sure to click the like button because that helps get the video circulated more out. It'll show up in more YouTube algorithms to other people that don't know about me yet, and it could help solve a big problem for them. And if you want to go a step further, you can click the super thanks button. You can join the channel VIP if you want to do that step as well. All these sort of things mean the world to me. Those of you that have done those things along the way, thank you so much. Means the absolute world to me. And if you're into this sort of stuff, if you like watching videos where somebody does experiments with their very expensive displays and kind of takes some big risks and just clicks buttons and all that, if you're into that stuff, click subscribe and turn on the bell because this is not the last one. I have more displays coming to the channel that I'm going to be doing my experiments, my settings. I'll be gaming on them, all that stuff. If you care about that stuff, click subscribe and turn on the bell. You're not going to want to miss the videos, but that's going to wrap it up. Again, thank you to everyone that watches my videos. Thank you to those that took the time to subscribe, to leave comments, to leave likes. Super thanks. All that stuff means the absolute world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But with all that being said, until the next one.